475 drone strikes in comparison to 50. 7 countries bombed compared to 4 by Bush. 278 billion foreign arms sales in comparison to Bush's 140 billion. Whistleblowers prosecuted 8 to 1. US citizens assassinated 2 to 0. Number of Americans killed by police 1,000 per year, 500 per year. Prison population 2.2, 2.3. Is Barack Obama a fraud, a war criminal? Find out on this week's DrayZera Uncensored. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chamber of Mayhem! Are you ready to rumble? Moonlight Army! This is my time now to flash you on uncensored DrayZera. This is my time now to flash you on uncensored DrayZera Uncensored. DrayZera Uncensored! Welcome, Moonlight Army, to another episode of DrayZera Uncensored. I'd like to thank everybody who is listening right now, wherever you are. It makes me feel wholesome and joyful that you have clicked to check me out. So, as the title suggests, let's get right to it. We've had Trump's first speech of 2017. We've had Obama's last speech as president in 2017. And, you know, I never really thought that Obama was a bad president in terms of, well, his mannerisms, his politeness, just a general aura of, yeah, I'm a cool guy, you know what I mean? However, and I'm going to bring this up, I've been reading various articles of which this has been questioned, and I'm going to elaborate on this. So, right. Here's the thing, everybody. He has had more wars than George Bush, and more strikes, more people killed to his guys. That's crazy. It's crazy, and it's it's very interesting. So in this article of Foreign Policy Journal, I've been reading this article for so this is from the Foreign Policy Journal. Alright. So, it says here, if Trump becomes president, will Washington's massive crimes against humanity continued? There's no doubt that US President Barack, oh they spelled it wrong, I need to see that. Barack Obama is a war criminal, as are military and intelligence officials and most of the House and Senate. Okay. Obama is the first president to keep the US at war for the entirety of his 8-year regime. During 2016 alone, the US dropped 26,171 bombs on wedding parties, funerals, kids' soccer games, football games, people, come on, hospital, school, people in their homes and walking their streets, and farmers tilling their fields in centuries. The following countries are Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan. What does the administration have to show for years of illegal military interventions in 7 countries? None of them pose a danger to the US, and against none of which the US has declared war. Terrorism was created by US invasions. No wars have been won, and the Middle East has been consumed in chaos and destruction. While the of the United States has risen to record high, the US is now the most despised country on earth. Wow. Goodness. That is really fascinating reading, just for that open paragraph. What I'll do is, after this goes out, I will put a link to every article that I read in this podcast, and wow. It's just crazy to think that when you had George W. Bush being so inept and so terrible as a public speaker, quite frankly, and then you get Obama, who is eloquent, very with it, and the First Lady, his partner, Michelle Obama, she's such a lovely lady, you know? But you have to question this. You have to question this honestly. Statistics. Obama has not really changed a whole deal. In fact, statistically speaking, he has made things worse. But then you need to flip the switch around. Okay, let's flip the switch around. During a second term, to my knowledge, the House of Senate and House of Representatives, they've become Republican, like, majority. He's a Democrat. For him to push any of his ideas forward, he needs to go through both the houses in order for it to be passed, right? And so, did he have two hands tied behind his back? Was his last 4 years, was it really where he has essentially been handicapped in essence of pushing forward his policies? But then again, what are his policies, you know? What have Obama's policies are? Now we all know Obamacare, right? And now I'm going to go switch to what Trump has said the other day during this week about him saying that Obamacare is, and I quote, a complete, total disaster. He does not sound like that. My God, my days. What is everyone's thoughts on Trump's speech? My goodness me, it was like box office, I have to say. He really attacked CNN, he really attacked BuzzFeed. I really went their throats, I have to say. Right. Yeah, going to this article on Trump on IndianExpress.com. Let's listen to some, listen? I can't let you listen, but I'll read out the quotes. Right, let's read. But look at what was learned from hacking. That Clinton got questions for the debate. Another quote. If I had gotten questions for the debate ahead of time, I would have been told to get out of the race. I will resign from all positions in Trump Organization entities. I think he's passing over to his kids. My daughter Ivanka Trump will have no further involvement with management authority. I've appointed David Shulkin as Veterans Affairs Secretary. We'll be transferring all business investment assets into a trust before January the 20th. That's next week. I don't blame Mexico for taking advantage of the US. Respects the governments and people. Whoa, advantage from real. Obamacare is a complete and total disaster. You covered that. Goodness. Yeah, I have to say that speech by Trump, remarkably electric. I mean, wow. I was just baffled by his general behaviour, you know. I mean, thing is, Trump may behave like an idiot, but he's not an idiot. I'll tell you this right now. He is not an idiot. Right? He's not. No way. No way he is an idiot. And this is where I'm really perplexed, you know. In this discussion of, is Obama a fraud? You have to say, well, to an extent, but I'm unsure about his legacy, because you got to think of it this way, right? He may have caused all of this. He may have not. But it was under his guise, and he's the figurehead at the end of the day. Sure, you got the CIA or FBI. They really control the country. If we're going deep here, but you guys need to understand that it's easy to blame the president. What people need to understand, people that read the country of America, they definitely hate the president.
It's like a shadow, you know? It's like saying, the people that really control the country are the puppeteers. And the main marionette is Obama itself. And essentially, we are all puppets, you know? It's absolutely crazy, you know? It's just absolutely, it's manic, it's madness, and yeah, it's such a tricky subject, but you have to honestly say, and I have to honestly say, I'm going to conclude this right now. Obama is not a successful president. He is not. You cannot, you honestly cannot, and categorically say that bombing all these countries, Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, Yemen, etc., it's not right. It's not right. And I would say, though, overall, I want all of you guys to understand that you need to blame the administration. Not Obama itself, the administration. Because that is the administration where people, senators, Republicans, or however they get voted in, they are the people that govern the country. As well as all the, like I said, FBI and all that. Yeah. So yeah, away from the ridiculous American politics in general, let's talk about something a bit more lighter. The new Nintendo Switch is coming out this year, ladies and gentlemen, and yours truly, alongside my buddy Celeste, who invited me in the first place, we are going to check out the Nintendo Switch for the first time, because we won a competition and we're going to try it out. And literally a few hours before recording this podcast, I saw the trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wind. I'm like, whoa, that is amazing. I have to say, I was mind blown. I was blown away by the trailer. It looked so stunning and beautiful. And yesterday I watched the Nintendo Switch General Console trailer again. And yeah, I honestly believe that the Nintendo Switch is a game changer. I think it's going to blow the Wii and Wii U sales to aplomb because Nintendo, they are so innovative. They are geniuses. Honestly, I find them to be so incredible with their minds, and they've literally created a console that combines their main pool, which is essentially the handheld consoles, which is like DS, etc., and they've mixed it up with a games console. So that a clever Nintendo Switch, which is a clever name. It's just you could just change it up. Literally, the trailer. I'll tell you what. If you haven't seen the trailer, and I'm sure a lot of you have by now, but I'll link it to you in the description of this podcast. It is whoa. I mean, I tell you, it's a big game changer, and it's interesting because by the time this gets uploaded, I will be already en route to London to try out the Nintendo Switch for the first time. Of which I will be vlogging the whole day, so the vlog will come out on Tuesday, and yeah, I'm literally looking forward to it. It's amazing. It's amazing to think that we're in 2017, and I'll tell you what, innovation is quite hard these days because let's face it, we have had so much technological advancement since the Super Nintendo was around, and then N64, GameCube, going on and on. And Nintendo, they really are amazing in innovation. Right, so while I do believe the GameCube was groundbreaking in its time, and the Wii U was very clever, I think the Switch, honestly, I think the Switch will blow out of the water. Moonlight Army, please tell me what you think of the Nintendo Switch, alright? Please tell me, because I believe that, literally, I'm amazed by it. When it comes out in March, which is my birthday, Mum, hint hint, anyone want to buy me it? Please, honestly, just get over and just Wow. Yeah. Get the Nintendo Switch. I've got a PS4, but fuck it, I'm gonna play a Nintendo Switch when it comes out, baby. Welcome back to DrayZera Uncensored, and tonight or today, depending on what time zone you're hearing it from, we have our own special guest, Amy Jane. Say hello.
Hi, bonjour.
Bonsoir when we're talking right now. But yes, my friend Amy Jane, she's English, but she currently lives in a small town near Toulouse, France. And she has come all the way here just to chat to me, and all the fact that she does... But I stress, she does have more friends than me in this country. She is the love of this country, don't you worry.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. That's so sweet. I'm currently doing a bit of a UK hugathon tour. While I can, get the hugs in, you know. Social media's fab, but you can't beat a squeeze in the real world. So I'm squeezing around, meeting people and having a squeeze, and then moving on my merry way.
The promiscuous hugger.
I am. For
Ooh, boom. So Amy Jane is here. We're just gonna chat about just a whole multitude of things. So one of the first things we're gonna talk about is Amy has got an amazing story about her health, and also what she does, linked to, well, everything she does. Essentially what Amy does, and I've said this for the third time, I'm rambling on, I've had way too much J2O for my lifetime, is that Amy, she has got something amazing to say. So Amy, tell me about how your life in hospital, which sounds a bit sad, but yeah, please talk about it.
So basically, endometriosis, for anyone who doesn't know, it's women's bits in inverted commas. It's not. It's something that ends up affecting your whole body. So anyone who knows about endometriosis, I hear your pain. Anyone who doesn't, go Google it.
How do you spell it?
endometriosis, endometriosis, otherwise known as a right royal pain in the, well, everywhere, to be honest. So started passing out at school at the age of 14 every month. So I got to know the matron quite well. I had my little bed set up, that kind of thing. It took 13 years to get a diagnosis. That was back in 2005. Since then I've had surgery every year, so in and out of hospital. And I like to do hospital the way I do life. You know, I've got a bit of a personality and a character, and I didn't like to leave that at the door, so I'm kind of known for going in pink sparkly socks and putting a flower in my hair and putting a headband on, you know, because it's important to still be you wherever you are. So I've ended up also having all sorts of intestinal issues due to far too many drugs of the so-called legal variety, I might add. To the point where I didn't leave my little flat, or our little flat, for over a year, because I couldn't not to shit myself in public, basically, which is not a great place to be. So I'm like, what do I do with this? If I'd known how to blog, I'm currently being taught. Thank you, DrayZera. DrayZera is teaching me the ways of the modern world.
We got the laptop right here at this unnamed location.
Yeah, I am 38 and I feel archaic with regards to what I am learning social media styly. So I salute you. I thank you. Chapeau, Squire. Thank you for showing me the modern way.
Right, I have to say.
I would have done the blog from the bog, is what I was going to say, but I didn't know how to blog at that time.
Well, blog from the blog from the bog. Who knows? It might come one day. But then I joke around. But yeah, you've had that condition on and off, and sadly, it's one of those conditions that you have to sort of live with, don't you?
You do. And anyone who says, "Oh, you just do this and then it's done," it's not really like that. So
whole lifestyle change, isn't it?
It's lifestyle change. It's accountability to yourself. It's acknowledging, accepting for yourself and those around you that, you know, you're special, you're unique.
And in that point here, do you, with your condition that you've had and have currently, is it common? How common is it for people? Have you met people?
It's shockingly common. The statistics are actually 1 in 10 women have it, and 1 in 10. So but that's those who've managed to get a diagnosis.
So we're in say right now let's say we're in a public building. We won't reveal who we are, where we are. We've already said
we've given that one away already.
Well, say for example, there's give or take 20 to 30 women here.
Just in that one bit, yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying that, 30 women. So you're saying that 3 or 4 of them are going to have what you have.
Yep. And they're the ones that have had a diagnosis or had someone say that word to them. There's probably another 2 out of those people who've always had issues with their periods but never knew what it was. So if anyone is suffering monthly ovulational periods, it's not normal. It's not normal, and speak about it. The thing is, it's taboo subjects. You know, I've had to deal with blood and poo, and I'm not a mum, and there's been a lot of blood and poo, and you know, you don't talk about it. I do now. I talk about it quite openly and freely, because these things have to be talked about. And if anyone wants to talk about it, by all means message me, because I've been there, done that, got quite a few t-shirts.
Indeed. Well, what I'm going to do, Moonlight Army, is that when this gets uploaded, then I'm going to put a link on it. I'm going to put a link to her Facebook, and you can feel free to chat away.
Yeah, by all means. By all means.
Whether
Don't ever feel isolated.
Yeah, whether you're in the bog or not, go for it. Right, so moving away from your condition, although it will be linked to it. So tell me about your unique life business-wise. Tell us specifically what you do besides being the promiscuous hugger of Huggermania.
So I ended up living in France for the second time. The first time I had a restaurant bar. We used to do lots of parties and all the rest of it in Chamonix. That was the good old days. And I went back to France. I met my now husband, and he's very much supported and helped me to kind of bring alive my creative side. I've always loved business. I love it. I used to be a performer. I was a child actress back in when I was wee. I'm still small, but I was even smaller then. So I've always liked performing. I've been aware of it. I like, you know, I don't feel too shy in front of a camera, although social insecurities and everything do come into play when you've had years and years of illness and losing your femininity and who am I? I've just become a patient, and you have to have a lot of patience to be a patient, and it gets really bloody boring. So I found a company in France where they have non-toxic paint, so I wouldn't get ill from doing creative stuff, which is great. And I set up my little business called Revive Deco. It was all about finding stuff that people, you know, discard, and so much stuff is thrown away these days. It's heartbreaking. We need to I'm a little womble, basically. I'm a womble of the world. So I womble things, and we relook them, we revive them, we make them into something beautiful.
Can you give us an example?
So people throw away shelving units, they throw away lovely cupboards, they throw away, you know, broken drawers. A broken drawer unit, take the drawer, paint it up, turquoise, bit of silver on there, lovely, make it look like metal, pin it on the wall, a couple of brackets, and you've got a wall shelf, a unique and independent, unique one that you've made yourself.
And do you sell it on essentially?
I don't. I actually coach other people to do it themselves.
Okay.
Because I'm all about empowering, inspiring, and facilitating others to be their true selves, and to have the confidence to do stuff.
You're essentially somebody that. So let's say I have a wilting plant, but you can transform this plant into something else. You're that guy that somebody needs in order to awaken their creativity. Is that a way? Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Have an awareness of what you're capable of. Everyone is capable of so much, but we numb it all down. We numb it down. We close off. We let the white noise get in. No, shut that all up. Be your true creative self. You have so much within you. Let it get out there. So basically, I've ended up being a confidence coach for women around me in France, and it's been so rewarding to watch these women work through a project with them and start of the week to the end of the week, and they bloody love it and they go for it.
So interestingly, because I know in France, to me, looking on the outside in, because I've only been to France for 14 hours in Paris early last year.
You can come longer next time. I didn't want anyone to stay. I'm joking. It wasn't that. Right, you've outstayed your welcome. Off you go. It's not that. He wasn't with me. Okay. Next time you can come and stay for a long time.
It was more to the point that we didn't actually meet.
This is true.
But back. So the question is, so in Paris, in France in general, to me, I feel that people are maybe more creative there than here. However, I don't know. You could tell me. You could answer me that in a minute. But my question to you is, what is creativity? A two-part question. One, what is creativity in the world of France? And two, when it comes to women in France, is there any issues similar to here when it comes to sexism, the feminist debate? Please do elaborate.
Oh yeah. What was the first bit of the question? Part of the menopausal thing is I have a very short-term memory. I am like Dory the fish.
Sorry. The first part of the question is creativity in France in general. So the creative arts.
Yep. So creative arts, it's slightly more controlled in France. I think you have a lot more freedom here in England. I'm very proud to say and pleased to say and happy for you all here in England that you have more creative freedom. There are outlets everywhere. But again, it's a self-confidence issue. Do you put yourself forward or don't you? And that strings over every country,
So
every
what you're
area.
saying is, say for example, like, because I do performance and all that stuff
Yeah.
for me, you're saying that I would find it harder in France than in England? Ignoring the
yes.
language barrier.
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. I think there are, from what I've seen again on this trip back, it's lovely to see, open arms for creative talents, creative bods like yourself. There's loads and loads of places for it. That's not to say it doesn't exist in France, but everything is more controlled.
So would you say that there's some, so say for example, so I'm a footballer, but for me to be a top footballer, I have to go through a system. Are you saying that more people within the creative arts has to go more a system, rather than say, for me example, I've got 0 qualifications in a degree level, university level when it comes to creative arts. But I've got a book coming out later this year and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
But for me, but you're saying in France.
Plug it.
This is DrayZera. This is DrayZera Uncensored. I don't need to. This is plugging about you. Don't make me blush. Anyway, so the second part of the question is the feminist sexist debate in France. What?
It's right.
Please. I don't need to say anymore. Please explain. Like.
So it's still very archaic, and a woman is attached to a man, and all the paperwork is in the man's name, and you are a conjoint. You are literally attached.
So unlike in England, where I know quite a few women, they keep their last names. It's not like that in France.
No, we've gone for civil partnership, which is the more modern approach, if you like, largely because of that as well, and you can get to keep your own entity a bit more, which is really important to me.
It's not because you don't love him less.
No,
it's more the fact that
absolutely not. It's that I have the right to exist in my own right, and he also, as he quite rightly says, I don't own you. You own you.
So you're saying to me that if you're married, then the man is in control.
Yeah, but it's more the system, even the way that's set up. It's very old school, very archaic. And it still is. It's very, very sexist as a system as it goes.
That's very fascinating, because obviously, like, not trying to stereotype here, but as somebody that looks on the outside looking in, I always see all these art galleries and all the creativity. To me, I thought France was a lot more metropolitan. But then saying that, I have seen.
It is, as long as you've got the paperwork to go with it.
By paperwork, what do you mean?
The official paperwork. You've got an official stamp from this person. You've gone through loopholes. You've conformed. You have to conform in France. It's a socialist country, and that's very evident. I'm a creative entrepreneur, so I am a creative entrepreneur. I want to be creative and I want to be entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
There aren't boxes to tick for that.
Right.
See what I mean? It's that you don't fit in a box. I don't fit in a box.
I see.
Creative entrepreneurs do not fit in boxes. That's the whole idea of us. It's not that we don't fit in it or outside a box. There isn't even a box. Don't even put a box there. Just be in the space. Be creative. Go with the flow. Be what you are. So I found a way of being that, which is the simplest form of having a business in France. They don't like it because they don't really understand it still. So I've got to get out there and do it now before they kind of go, oh, I'm sure we can create another dossier behind all that. So at the moment we're enjoying the freedom of this particular business statute. So I set up Revive Deco so I could coach other women to encourage them, enlighten them, empower them, give them the confidence to do what they're very capable of doing.
Okay.
And so they have been creating these wonderful masterpieces, transforming cupboards, transforming bedrooms, shifting stuff around, showing them ways.
Yeah, carry on. It's still carry on. Yep.
And so that was all starting to happen. We didn't quite get to move out of our teeny weeny flat into a house with a she shed. I'm going to have a studio and call it the she shed. So that didn't quite happen. So I'm like, okay, I'm still steering this boat. I've still got the sails in my hand, but we're just going to have to adjust the sails a little bit.
Yeah.
At the same time that I was, funny enough, on the bog again.
Okay.
I got incoming message because I did quite a lot of messaging from the toilet.
Okay.
So I can continue my life, There's ways and means. And a lovely lady in Australia said, I've got this makeup company that's coming over to France. It might be interesting to you because there's not too many chemicals. It's pretty much natural based.
Yeah.
I've heard that you're into not testing on animals, all that kind of stuff. Do you want to have a look? I would love to, because I couldn't then buy from the big corporate names. I didn't want to. It doesn't sit with me.
Yeah.
It's not who I am. It's not what I agree with. I don't agree with testing on animals. I don't agree with big corporations taking over the world. It grates.
Yeah.
So I made a pledge as well this Christmas that I was only going to buy any Christmas presents from small independent businesses globally, and I stuck to that, and I did it, and it is possible. Thank you. So I am walking my talk. So this makeup company came over to France. I got myself a little treat, and I can now get a discount on my makeup and stuff. And I've learned the art of makeup. I didn't know how to do it before, other than stage makeup, which isn't the same as normal day makeup.
And people may laugh, but for me, I have like learned a lot about makeup and all that, especially last year, especially since as a performer and a metrosexual / drag style performer that I can be sometimes. You did see me in a marvelous petticoat dress.
Yeah, it was lovely. I want it.
Oh, thank you. I still have it. I think I still have it somewhere in my house.
You might not later. I might nick that.
Okay, right. Well, thank you very much for letting me know your plans. But anyway, going back to my point in hand, makeup is it's an art.
It is.
It is. I think it's as difficult as hair cutting, like real hardcore cosmetics. You know what I mean? So tell me then, because you say that France is a lot more rife, is a lot more archaic than England, then apart from the fact that your partner lives in France and works there, why are you in France instead of England? Also, I throw in a
This is true. I prefer it to England.
Okay, despite what you said.
Despite what I've said, I prefer it to England.
Because?
England has got too mainstream for me.
Okay.
England, I'm afraid to say it, has disappointed me a little bit this trip back, because I've been to quite a few different towns, and they've all starting to really look the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, show me the independent coffee shops, show me the independent restaurants. I only want to go to independents. They don't exist anymore. They can't.
I do apologise for locality here, but saying that though, all the independent places in this town were all shut by the time we met up.
This is the thing. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I had the same. I shut my business a number of years ago, and there were two big names that moved into the town where my business was, and they moved in illegally. But they can do that because they've got big
money.
bucks behind them.
Yeah.
So I don't really agree with the way England's going personally on the commercial front, and I don't want to be a part of that. So my lovely husband and I are looking for our little pad to do the good life, to grow our vegetables, and he wants to get goats. I'm trying to convince him goats not a great idea because they eat everything. We'll work on that one.
No.
I don't think so. And so Revive has become Revive your place, your face, and your soul.
Yeah.
And what made me laugh...
That's a good slogan, by the way.
Thank you very much. And DIY, decoration, inspiration, unique. What do we think? These have all been coming to me recently. I'm like, I'm on a roll. I got goosebumps.
I think your poetry is usurping mine already.
Yeah. So I've been working on that, and the ideas behind it, and the fact that it's all about uplifting, empowering and validating women worldwide, and giving women a way of having their own business from their mobile phone, and still juggling all of the obligations that we as women do have, because we are the ones that end up looking after the home with or without kids. We are the ones that basically we manage a home system, so people are very capable of managing a business, whether they've done it or not. Trust me, women, ladies, you have the power, you really do, and you have a phone. Do it for yourself. It's an amazing global network of women, and we are genuinely all encouraging each other, sharing and caring. We produce stuff, we share it within the groups. It's just enlightening, inspirational, gives me goosebumps again. And what really made me laugh was that I've got 38 years of age, and no one ever told me there was a primer for your face. How did I not know that? I always thought it was just for my cupboards and for walls. It's the same language, it's the same tools, it's the same techniques. You can shade, you can create, and part of my self-confidence issues came about because my condition, I would react against something and I would bloat. Think pufferfish, think something along there, poof, there we go, there she goes again. But that's not me. I didn't want people to meet ill me because I don't want to be ill either. But I now know how to do sculpting, that kind of thing. I didn't know that before. I could do it on a cupboard. I could create illusions on objects and teach others to. I'm going, it's the same for your face. Rehydration, treating that support, that what you're going to paint on, treating it with respect and love and care for yourself.
Yeah, I've been told on a very final note, somebody told me that, look, if you just wash your face with water, then it's fine. There's sometimes just wash your face. You don't need to add these so many random products that cost like an arm and a leg.
Yeah. And be aware of the chemicals. Be aware of the chemicals that you're putting onto as well as into your body. That's what I'd say.
All right. On a very final note, feel free to plug whatever you want to have before we head off.
Amy Jane Mel Hewish on Facebook. Find me via DrayZera. And thank you for listening. You're good at this rhyming, shit. Oh, I thank you. I don't know where it's coming from. It's you. You're inspirational. You're oozing it out of every pore. So yeah, if you want to come back for more, that rhymed too. See what's happening, ba-bum-ching. Sorry, it's getting bad. But feel free to get in touch. Anyone needs to talk endometriosis, fibromyalgia, face painting, whatever. Place
male
painting.
or female.
Yeah, male or female. I'd love to work with other people who want to create a safe place for experiencing drag art makeup. If you want to go down that road, let's do it. Let's create a fun environment where we can all swap tips and look what looks we can create.
Well, thank you very much, Amy, for your time, and have a safe journey back in La France.
Merci bien. À la prochaine.
Okay, bye-bye.
Now, before I go to the last section of DrayZera Uncensored, I want to talk a little bit about Lauri Love. So, by the time this comes out, the video for Free Lauri will be out on YouTube. I'm not going to give you the whole details of what's happening with Lauri Love, but all I'm saying is, check out the video. It basically explains what's happening with Lauri Love and the extradition case going to America. At the end of the day, I want him to be safe. He is a friend. I've known him for over a year. I know people that have known him for many years because he lives right nearby me. And please, I beg of you, check out the video. Check out the links on that video. Please like and share for the support of Lauri Love. Because at the end of the day, what he's going through, I can't even imagine. It's not right. Please support Lauri Love. And hashtag Free Lauri. Anywhere on social media, please spread the word. Okay, so we're into the final section of the podcast. This is the hashtag Poetry in Bed PIB of the week, and it is brought to you by Dirty Word, written by a poet from Singapore, Marilyn Tan. So Marilyn randomly added me the other day, and I was like, who this? And I honestly thought initially, like looking at the profile picture, initially I thought it was a catfish account. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful over Marilyn Tan, but I thought, is this person real? However, I realised she was real, like properly real. She had quite a few mutual friends of mine, and she's a poet. And we talked properly without, it wasn't any of those conversations that went, hey, please email me. Lots of pictures for my, you know what I mean? Not to be derogatory over Marilyn, I'm not. I'm just saying general examples of these dumbass catfish accounts. Right. Dirty Word. Goes a bit like this. In the right context, every substance out of the right context is dirt. Key word, belonging. Alternatively, the unclaimed. There's a hair in my soup. The contents of someone's stomach. It's not chocolate. They lay in my bed. I said, what if I just needed, what if in the name of true love I had to shit on your chest every day for the rest of our married lives? The true contradiction of our times is all children know. Everyone poops, and that it is biologically impossible for girls to fart. I said I thought you'd be more open to filth because people have said your skin was muddied. I said you gotta reclaim the dirt. She said, that's fucking disgusting. She said, I'm sorry, but no. She said, but seriously, in this weather you have to shower. Effluent is a pretty sounding F-bomb. That means byproduct, bio-waste, cast off, sheddings, your skin cells, raked in the corners of the room, the pubic hair's signature on the toilet seat, your hard-won scabs, your eraser rubbings in the folds of your elbows, a material record of the day, where your body and embodied environment meet to say, I made this! Your scatological fascination, my anxiety shits are black as rejection. If you recycle your lovers, are you green with envy? Can you hold your liquid waste until urine loves? The key to getting a happy ending is shower first, don't fart too much, and consider tipping the masseuse, because most master personal hygiene. By the age of 6,
but some of us manage to unlearn it along the way. Some of us manage that magic trick of bathe already like never bathe. 3 years ago I stopped sleeping with penis because sit-shit men don't wash their cocks before trying to get them wet. Well, before trying to get them wet, whoa. And maybe I don't want to open that can of wet wipes, because I know most people have internalized the phobia of dead fish, garnished with cheese, and so, with another vagina haver, it's a communal effort to cleanse the kale chibai. But some of us manage to unlearn that along the way. The most intimate parts of you, your filthy glory hole mouth, your fibrous uterus bits, stringing like durian pulp. It's time your skin whipped. Herpes simplex 1? It's not the doctors who treat us like we're subhuman. Have you ever been warned to stay away from children? Do the perks of being untouchable include a rocking soundtrack by MC Hammer? Being associated with filth does wonders for one's self-esteem, solid waste and solidarity, so I take up with the perverts, the degenerates, the ones with dirty fag blood, the people that know that menstruation will successfully reframe from potency to poison, the language of the plague infestation, the apocalyptic patron saints of the pestilence, the ones who recognize that smeared tapioca looks like boogers, but enjoy bubble tea anyway. Oh, who have no patience for pretending that rot is not inevitable. Being untouchable only means one has ascended to another dimension where such things are possible, means we are being honest with ourselves about where that stain came from, means enough of self-loathing. Seriously though, shower. I am clapping, that was amazing! That made me feel sick a little bit because I really love bubble tea, but my god, that was really powerful, really potent. Man, if this is the standard of poetry in Singapore, not to categorize quality of poetry by country because this is a worldwide thing, wow! Holy guacamole, that was amazing! I really enjoyed that. Literally, that was absolutely amazing. I'm just, wow. I need a few seconds. Where's that water? Oh my god, that was so amazing. I literally dropped my shit. Oh my god! Wow, that is amazing. Wow, and wow, just it's mind blown. Please, if anyone wants to check out Marilyn Tan's work, I don't know how you could check out Marilyn Tan's work. I don't know any sites or links. She just emailed this to me, so I'll just tag her. I'll just tag her on this description, I guess. I'll tell you this right now. Before I go, I'm just gonna say something interesting. I'm not gonna reveal the name of the person. But this person just messaged saying, you know what, it's so personal, I'm not going to read it, but all I'll tell you, it mentioned about, sucking some, anyway, yeah. Well, anyway, Moonlight Army, thank you very much for listening to the podcast, and yeah, if you heard a little ping on the recording, it was because that message sent about what the lemon drizzle cake. Anyway, cheers Moonlight Army, I love you all, and tune in for the next episode of DrayZera Uncensored! Cheers, and thank you Marilyn for the stuff, thank you Amy for the interview, thank you Nintendo Switch, thank you Nintendo! Thank you Lauri Love, and fuck you Trump. Thank you Moonlight Army, and see you later. Bye bye. This is my time now to flash you all uncensored DrayZera Uncensored. DrayZera Uncensored.